What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. So, brothers, you know, I live and work in the continent of Africa. And why that might not be important for most of y'all, I do see a level of white privilege when women come here, white women, right? And I'm not trying to be rude or offensive to somebody, but it kind of is the same in Black America, where you see a lot of white chicks that maybe would not be highly appreciated in their community, but they can come over to the Black community and kind of get on. It's very similar here. So you will see a white woman who is not really so sought after maybe in her community, but you'll see her here, with a guy that's a little bit more richer, being appreciated. I mean, that's white privilege to its T. It's an advantage. And they get businesses, they're running organizations. And so they're using it to their advantage. It's easier for them to do things. And this is also the same with white women in the dating market or white men. Typically, it's an advantage. They can get a higher quality Black mate than what they would have to get into their community, usually. And so when we look at that dynamic, we can examine somebody like Iggy Azalea, all right? Now, Iggy Azalea is Caucasian. She's, I don't know all the surgery, but she seems to be, fairly attractive. But one thing that Iggy Azalea has tried to do is she's tried to maybe become, somebody in the BBL culture of 304s. And I'm not going to put a race towards this, but, she has this, BBL's always falling out. She's trying to look like, one of those chicks that, let's just say, urban centered. Let's use that phrase because it doesn't necessarily have a color. So who do you attract when you look like that? Well, we know who her baby daddy is, right? You attract guys like Playboy Cardi, right? And this is what I want to talk about. Women like Iggy Azalea, who are white, who have privilege, put themselves out there in a certain way. They always complain about all these guys on my DMs. They want to holler at me and wooty whoop. Okay, don't worry about that. Look at who she's dealing with. And then look who she's having babies by. It doesn't work out. What does the woman do? The woman's going to look for any reason to downplay that man. That man is a loser. That man don't care about his kids. That man is whatever and this and that and the third, right? What are we not looking at? Well, we're not looking at the fact that, you're presenting yourself in a certain way and that you're only targeting those kind of guys. This is something that ladies have a hard time dealing with. Let's look at, if we can, shall we? I'd like to look at this. She recently performed at the Adult Video News Awards in Las Vegas. Nothing but cheek clapping going on there. Look, most of us have watched adult industry stuff. So, whatever, we're adults. But you're performing there, and you probably would never see Beyonce performing there. You would probably never see Rihanna performing there. And there's a reason for that. It's because Iggy Azalea, her appearance, and I'm not talking about her physical appearance. I'm talking about how she acts, right? What she allows herself to be portrayed as. It's gotten so in the bottom, you're doing shows there. But then at the same time, you expect you to be able to procure some man that is faithful, that looks at you differently, that doesn't put you in the box, that looks at you special as somebody else. And here's the situation, guys. And I'll tell you this all the time as Black men or men in general. We all feel that we are special, okay? We're watching the NFL playoffs. Shout out to my Niners. They give me a heart attack. But unfortunately, we only have two teams going to the Super Bowl. Everybody feels they're a good player, and they probably are. They're in the NFL. They're a lot of good coaches. Got to be somewhat good to be a coach in the NFL, and you probably are. Want to know one thing, though? Only two will play in the Super Bowl. One will win. That's what we know, okay? We know that. Now, since we know that, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, you have to prove you are the best person or the best team based on what you do, your habits every day. That's what you got to do. Unfortunately, we have a problem. The problem is this, and I would say this is a problem that happens with some of these young women out here. You want to believe that you're the best, but your habits and what you do every day could easily show you are just like everybody else to somebody else. That's the most important thing. How you are perceived is good for your own self-esteem by yourself. That's one part of the equation. The other part is how people see you, in which you want to be around those people, right? You want respect, you want a good mate, you want great friends. You know, how do they see you? Well, the attitude that you got to do is, well, I'll do whatever I want to do and let the chips fall where they may. I can wear whatever I would like to wear. I can act like however I want to act. I can portray myself and people will accept me for who I am. I think that's very wrong. You know, as a guy, you want to be a professional man. Just go outside, start sagging, walk into any corporate office looking for a job. How would they see you? You know, your hair is a certain way. Many of you guys know in the black community, look, some people don't even like dreads, right? That was a big conversation Kevin Samuels had one time. Are you going to cut your dreads to get a job? All right. We as people know in society, it does matter how people perceive you because it's a make or break. You need other people in the world to do what you want to do, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's friendships, whether it's favors. We have to impress people as long as we are on the earth. What you even did last week doesn't matter. All right, look at Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. This is a guy that was probably sure in to be a head coach. Green Bay goes in there and demolishes the guy. Now he's probably gonna be back as a defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. And so what have you done for me lately kind of world, right? And I'm saying this to people like Iggy Azalea. You know, the way that she carries herself, and nothing is wrong with the BBL, if you like it, whatever. Nothing is wrong with tattoos, right? Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with your image, what you say, and how you talk about people on your Instagram story. But what it does matter is when you can't get the kind of person that you want to be around, then you have to take accountability for those previous actions that we just aforementioned as to where you are at in your particular part of life. That's something that we don't talk about. Life has rules, unspoken rules. We go around like express yourself, do whatever you want, go into any career that you want, do what makes you happy. But the people that, you know, you're looking for your own self-aggrandizement and your own hedonism, but the world is not based on your own hedonism and your own self-aggrandizing. It's based on what value you have to other people because you need other people. Apple, as much as they're a great company, they'd be out of business tomorrow if they stop adding value. Same thing with McDonald's, same thing with Johnny Walker. Life is about people. We need to stop telling people that life is about how you feel and what you want to do. No, it's wrong. Life is about people, period, end of story, okay? And the reason why she's there at the AVN Awards and around those kind of people who probably, if she were to get into a relationship with, she'll be the same lady on Instagram stories complaining about how much of a bum they are, is because of your self-presentation, how you talk, how you interact with people. All of those things take into an account of who you end up with in life or where you end up. Anybody that has the attitude, I can do whatever I want because I feel like it, and what are you gonna do about it? They're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle. And I hope that young people really understand, especially women. You know, I hope they realize that this is something that's going to be very dangerous. Like, that attitude is dangerous. You should not want to have that attitude in life. It's not very fulfilling to think like that, but you know, people do whatever they want to do. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.